Imagine diving into the deep ocean, the world around you muted by the crushing silence of water. You might think fish live in total quiet, unable to hear anything at all, but here's the shocker. Scientists have discovered that fish don't just hear they hear in ways we can barely comprehend. Their world is filled with sounds we can't detect, and those sounds guide every decision they make. Suddenly, the picture of fish as silent swimmers shatters. If fish can hear, what are they listening to? And more importantly, why has this hidden ability been overlooked for so long? To understand fish hearing, we first need to understand the environment they live in. Sound travels about 5 times faster in water than in air, making it an incredibly powerful tool for communication. For humans underwater, most noises become muffled, but for fish, the opposite is true. They are surrounded by a constant orchestra of clicks, pops, grunts, and rumbles. Every reef, every shoal, every current carries its own unique soundtrack. Fish evolved in this sound-filled environment, and ignoring it would mean ignoring one of their most important survival tools. But fish don't have visible ears like humans or dogs. Instead, they possess small openings on the sides of their heads that connect to internal ear structures. Inside, they have tiny ear stones called otoliths that detect vibrations. These vibrations are converted into signals their brains can understand. While this system may sound primitive compared to our ears, it's remarkably effective. It allows fish to hear sounds ranging from the faint crackling of shrimp on coral to the deep rumble of distant predators. The lateral line system adds another layer to their sense of sound. This line of tiny sensory organs runs along the length of their bodies, picking up subtle vibrations in the water. It's like having a built-in sonar system that lets fish detect movement even when their eyes can't see. Imagine being able to feel sound as much as hear it. That's the reality for fish, and it gives them a massive survival advantage in murky waters where vision is useless. This incredible hearing ability is more than just a neat biological trick, it's essential for survival. Predators often make sounds when they move, even if they try to stay quiet. Fish can pick up on these disturbances and escape before they're spotted. Prey, too, produces noises when swimming or feeding, helping hunters track them down. In the underwater world, silence is almost impossible, and hearing becomes the most reliable way to stay alive. Without their specialized hearing systems, fish would be defenseless in a world of constant threats. Beyond survival, sound plays a critical role in communication. Many fish species produce grunts, croaks, or pulses to attract mates or defend territory. Male toadfish, for example, produce a loud humming sound that can last for hours, all to lure females. Damselfish click their jaws to warn intruders, while catfish rub parts of their bodies together to create raspy signals. These noises may not sound impressive to us, but in the underwater world, they are vital social cues. Without hearing, fish would lose their language entirely. Fish also use sound as a form of navigation. Coral reefs, for instance, are some of the noisiest places underwater, filled with snapping shrimp, feeding parrotfish, and crackling corals. Young fish drifting in the open ocean can literally hear these reefs from miles away, using the sound as a beacon to guide them home. This ability is so strong that scientists have tested it by playing reef noises underwater, and young fish consistently swam toward the speakers. For them, sound is not just communication, it's a compass. But what happens when humans interfere with this underwater soundscape? Ships, engines, sonar, and industrial activity all create noise pollution in the oceans. For fish, these unnatural sounds can be overwhelming, masking the natural signals they rely on. Imagine trying to have a conversation in a room filled with blaring alarms. You might hear nothing important at all. For fish, constant human noise disrupts communication, feeding, migration, and even reproduction. The consequences are dire, yet many people remain unaware of this hidden crisis. Scientists have found that noise pollution can even cause fish to panic. In one experiment, when exposed to boat noise, fish became erratic, swimming frantically or freezing in fear. Some even abandoned their nesting sites, leaving eggs vulnerable to predators. If hearing is one of their strongest survival tools, disrupting it is like robbing them of their ability to live normally. The ocean may look unchanged on the surface, but beneath the waves, our noise is rewriting the rules of survival. Interestingly, not all fish hear the same way. Some species are far more sensitive to certain frequencies than others. For example, herrings are capable of detecting ultrasonic sounds that most fish cannot, possibly helping them evade predators like dolphins that use echolocation. On the other hand, bottom dwellers like catfish are more attuned to low-frequency vibrations. This diversity in hearing highlights just how specialized fish have become, adapting to their unique environments with precision. The goldfish is perhaps the most famous example of fish hearing. Scientists discovered that goldfish can hear a wide range of sounds, including frequencies outside what most humans can detect. This makes them valuable models for studying how fish perceive sound. But goldfish are not a lone species. Across rivers, lakes, and oceans demonstrate equally impressive abilities. If you've ever tapped on a fish tank, you may have noticed the fish react immediately. That's not vision, it's hearing in action. One of the most fascinating discoveries is that some fish can even hear each other's heartbeat-like signals. In close quarters, these subtle vibrations allow them to sense stress or alertness in their neighbors. It's almost like eavesdropping on the emotional state of others. This sensitivity to sound builds complex social dynamics in fish communities. It shows that hearing for fish is not just about survival, but also about maintaining order within their groups. Sound can also help fish in migration. Salmon, for example, rely heavily on chemical and sound cues to return to their birthplace to spawn. They follow the subtle noise of rivers and streams, guiding them across vast distances. Without their acute sense of hearing, their legendary migrations might not even be possible. For fish, hearing is as essential to travel as wings are to birds. Another tension-filled discovery is that some fish produce sounds during moments of distress. When captured or threatened, species like croakers and drums emit loud noises that may serve as alarm calls. Other fish nearby can detect these warnings and flee. It's as if fish have their own emergency broadcast system built into their bodies. The thought that fish not only hear but warn each other adds another layer of complexity to their survival strategies. But here's where the mystery deepens. While fish clearly hear and respond to sound, scientists are still unsure how much they consciously interpret it. Do they experience sound like we do, with layers of meaning and memory? Or is it purely instinctual, triggering reactions without deeper thought? The line between reflex and recognition blurs beneath the waves. And in that uncertainty lies one of the most fascinating puzzles in marine biology. We also have to ask, do fish recognize human voices or sounds? Some aquarists report that their fish respond differently when they speak compared to when strangers do. Certain fish even seem to associate specific sounds with feeding time, swimming eagerly to the surface. While this isn't conclusive proof of recognition, it does suggest fish can form associations with specific patterns. Could it be possible that fish hear us more than we realize? This raises another startling point. If fish can hear so well, then they can also suffer when sound becomes harmful. Loud underwater explosions, sonar tests, or drilling can cause physical damage to their hearing organs. For creatures that depend on sound to live, losing the ability to hear is devastating. In fact, some studies suggest entire populations of fish have declined because of human noise activity in their habitats. What we once thought of as harmless ripples of sound may actually be destructive waves of silence. Despite these challenges, fish continue to thrive in countless environments, adapting their hearing to suit their needs. From shallow ponds to the deepest trenches, their ability to detect sound gives them the edge in survival. Whether it's avoiding predators, finding food, or guiding migrations, hearing is one of their most valuable tools. It's a reminder that even the most overlooked animals carry extraordinary abilities hidden beneath the surface. The idea that fish can hear may seem simple, but it forces us to rethink everything we assume about them. They are not silent, thoughtless creatures, drifting aimlessly through water. They are active participants in a world filled with sound, communication, and survival. Every splash, every ripple, every rumble has meaning to them. And we, in our ignorance, have only just begun to decode this language of vibrations. So, can fish hear? The answer is a resounding yes, but not in the way we do. They hear with their bodies, their bones, and their instincts, transforming the underwater world into a symphony of survival. The next time you look into a tank or watch fish in the wild, remember this. While you may hear nothing, they are listening to everything. In their silence lies a world of sound we are only just beginning to understand. And maybe, in that realization, we discover that fish are far more connected to their world and to us than we ever imagined.